Oh look, the Moulin Rouge is out. I said that it was following suit with the Doris and having another set of flowers. Get through this gate. All these, oops, hold on, let me get through the gate. All these different dahlias, they're all loads and loads of pots. You can't see the pots for the foliage, but there's tons of pots down here. I need to sort out what I'm keeping and what I'm not keeping, and put them to one side, the ones I'm keeping, and they're going in the coal frames. My climbing patty pan in the towers, I've decided all 3 towers are going to go together next year, but I have got a patty pan coming. Can you see it? Can you see it through there? I've got more than one actually coming. I was a bit late in putting them in, so that's why they only just come in. But next year I'm going to be more organised. I'm a bit loath to take the sunflowers down, but they will be falling down if I don't take them down soon. These on this side are really at an angle, but the sweet peas are still coming, so if I take the sunflowers down, the sweet peas will end up coming with them, because the sweet peas are all growing up the sunflowers. So decisions. You see there's plenty of flowers still on it, and over here, look, these are nice, but if you can see, there's big gaps where the sunflowers have either snapped off or they're leaning this way. I've got to make a decision because I go away in a fortnight, taking my mum and dad back to Matlock, to the cottage that they like at Matlock. So this sun's a bit, is that better? That's better, turn round. So I've got to make a decision. Do I pull them down now, or do I risk leaving them up for them to come crashing down onto something and break something else? So I think this week they're coming down. So decision made. So I think I better go and look in the tunnel. I've not been in the tunnel today. I've not even opened the door because it was quite cool this morning, but it's been quite warm ever since, and I forgot I hadn't opened the door, so I have to go and see if it's a bit of a steamy sauna in there. So we've been having some cold nights, so I've been leaving the windows open but shutting the door in the tunnel, and I've had to move my peppers in. So at the minute, without moving something, I can't actually climb in because I've put all the peppers in the walkway. But having a look around, I've got a lot of tomatoes to pick, so I better get on and get something done. And let's show you my peppers before I get oh, I've just spotted my pumpkin. I said I was going to have a look at the pumpkin. I'll show you my peppers, then we'll go look at the pumpkin, and then I better get on with some picking of the tomatoes. Oh, they're looking nice. I think there's a couple more at the back there, look, they're nice. These are a bit smaller over here. These plants are smaller as well. The one I've just shown you is the biggest plant I've got. There's some peppers coming on that one as well, and some more over here. They're nice. They're not ever so big, but coming on nicely. Right, let's see if we can get. Should be easier to get round here. I've took the beans down. Ugh. Oh, we've got a bit of powdery mildew on these leaves. Some of these leaves look oh, I think we've got a bit of powdery mildew on the pumpkin. Let me come back to you when I get there. This is not coming round here. Look at this. This is not good at all. Either something's been munching on it, look, as well. So this is coming out, I've decided. On close inspection, it's the slugs and the snails, but I have seen them again. As soon as the weather turns a bit damp, and they have been munching on this. It's good if I don't want to save this, isn't it? It's good if I wanted to eat it. So I'm going to get a knife, and I'm going to cut it off. It wouldn't be, look, let me neck. It wouldn't have been long anyway. These look like, some of these leaves look like they're starting to be at it, so it's coming out. Well, we won't be eating this. It's gone, it's bad. It probably was ripe quite a long time ago, and I said it had got orange. It's gone orange and I ought to get it out. And we've got something in there. Yeah! Something in there eating it. That scared the living daylights out of me. It's only a woodlice. I wonder what the dickens it was in there. But yeah, it's had it. So it's going on the compost heap. But it was a fair size and a fair weight. But the slugs and snails have had the chomp on it. I ought to have picked it as soon as it went orange. Well, I've got it out all together. I'm going to fetch a knife and see if there's anything in there that's salvageable. Well, it is definitely soft. Hang on a minute, can't do this one-handed. Definitely overdone. So this will have to go on the compost heap. You can see in there, but it's totally rotten all in the back. So that was a total disaster, wasn't it? It has been orange since I come back off my last holiday, and I should have picked it. But the plant was perfectly fine, so I left it. Big mistake. Never mind. I'll know for next time, won't I? Right, we'll look at some of these tomatoes. I think that one might be ready. And there's some more down there ready. Better go and get them picked. And I've got just there a grape cutting that's doing really well. Quite pleased with it. I don't really need another grape, but I just decided to shove a cutting that I'd pruned it and just shoved a piece in, not expecting it to take, and it's doing brilliantly. I think there's one or two cucumbers. I can see one hanging back there, but by the looks of it, perhaps with leaving the windows open when it's rained, we've got powdery mildew on the cucumbers as well. So, but anything that's a bit of that type of leaf tends to be susceptible to powdery mildew. But it's slowed down its production of cucumbers, so I'm not, I'll see if I can get any without treading on anything. I keep treading on the flowers. Look, these small marigolds that's supposed to be just ankle height turned out to be African marigolds. I love African marigolds, but not in with the tomatoes. So the Roma has been producing quite a lot of these little, if I can get one. I want something, well, I have bought for next year, plum shaped tomato, but a lot bigger. These are a bit too small for my liking. So even though I've got nearly a full pack of seeds left, I may grow one plant, but I'm not growing a lot of them. These, I really liked these. These have been really good and produced a lot, and they taste lovely. And I've made tomato soup with them today, and that was gorgeous. So these have been slow to ripen, and the ones outside are massive, and I couldn't understand why that the ones outside are massive and these well, these are big. I mean, if you put the little Roma outside of it, you can see how big it is, but ones outside on more than double that size. And I think what's happened is we had all this sun at the beginning early. I think somebody's at my door, but my husband's in, so he can sort whoever's knocking on the door. Got a neighbour shouting at their dog as well. There's no peace when you want a video, is there? Never mind. All makes it slightly interesting. I'm on my quirky channel with all these dogs barking, because we have dogs that way, that way, that way, as well as my own. So you can't come out on this garden without hearing dogs barking, and they're not always mine. So what was I saying? Oh yes, the tomatoes. We had a really hot day early on in the tomato growing season, and all my tomatoes shriveled up. Well, the leaves, if I can just show you the leaves. Right, this is like a tomato leaf, well, stem and leaf, right, that comes from the main stem, and they didn't like curl this way like they do, or upwards like they do when they're short of water or it's too hot. They rolled up like this, like that, except without breaking the stem in the middle. Rolled up tight, as tighter than I could believe that they rolled, but I couldn't get them to unroll. It broke everything off when you tried to unroll it. Right the way up to each top of each leaf. Some of them, the whole branch, all this bit went the same way, all curled up, and some of them snapped off. What's happened to the two of the plants outside that's got the massive great big tomatoes on? They snapped off at the top, and they're only, I would say, let me show you. So you've got this comes all the way up here. The ones outside are only about this high. One of them is only this high, and I think that's what's happened, and it's put all its efforts into the tomatoes because it can't grow upwards. That's why I've got massive great big tomatoes outside, which I've been wondering why the same variety has done that outside and not done it inside. So anyway, that's the saga of the giant tomatoes. So let me get back here and I can show you the cucumbers. This is the grape, that's doing really well, and cucumbers, and I've got droopy leaves. I don't know where I've got any more cucumbers. Oh, there's a cucumber here, but if you can see, this is probably with leaving the window open. I can't see any more cucumbers. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, there's another one down there, but not many. I haven't got many more coming. Most of the little ones, I did have some little ones. There's some little ones up here. Can't see. Ouch, I've got something in my eye. Just there. Hold on. Can you see? Just there. It's the little one. That's off the bush one. That'll be a long one if it comes, but it's been sat like that for a while. The aubergines are doing well. Don't know how many I'll get off it, but I've got at least two. That one and that one. Where's it gone? There we are. Look at that. Well, it's been a funny year. I don't know. We're not even into September yet. It's not the 1st of September till Saturday, and I'm on Wednesday. We're on Wednesday, so we're still in August, and stuff is acting like it's October. Stuff's just giving up and dying, and other stuff's deciding it's spring again and we're going to have a new flush of flowers. Really strange. But it's been really cold, especially at night, for the last few days. And now it's beautiful and sun shining again. No wonder the plants don't know where they are. So yes, so I was thinking about ripping a load of stuff out, and since I'm going away in September, I have got quite a few other things that I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm probably not, because I hurt my back and I'm not quite up to all the sporting events that I would have done at the end of September. I'm going away again in October. I'm taking my mum to the coast, to a bungalow that they rent every year. So I've got this funny feeling that a lot of stuff will be just being ripped out. Just harvest what I can, rip the rest out. Probably the tomatoes will be the last to go. It'll make me so I ain't got to worry about the garden while I'm away, because most of it will be down and starting to prepare for the winter by the looks of it. So yes, I think we've had a strange year. Strange. 2018 will be remembered as strange. Mansfield's having the annual garden show in Mansfield Market on Saturday and Sunday. It's the baking competition on the Sunday, the veg and flower competition on the Saturday, but I don't think that many people will have much to put in, because I haven't, other than tomatoes. I could take, but then again I might not be able to match any tomatoes up, because they're all at different stages of ripeness. I haven't even got any courgettes. I've got nothing really. Maybe I have a few flowers I could take, but we're going down to have a look, but I'm not showing anything. Thanks for watching Tina's Garden, and if you like what you've seen, like and subscribe.